Welcome to the most forward-thinking, inspirational podcast on the planet. Prepare to reevaluate everything you've been taught.
They have the power. We have the numbers now. It's all just a constant illusion of control. They break us like horses.
And they can tell us we're crazy, and we can say, well, you haven't seen anything yet.
Everything you knew was a goddamn lie. Would you up and explode like it's the 4th of July? Possessed by perfection in this land, if you're awake, you're the enemy. Every day a new deception. Pick your scene and take direction. And on a search to connect. But I don't wear a mask and I have no regret. Down on your knees, you don't look so dumb. Open your eyes and the empire falls.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Mental Mastery Alliance podcast. Today, we have with us an incredible guest. Just like I was saying earlier, we've got a few things lined up, some new friends and some old friends, some people coming back, some new people that might piss us all off or might entertain us all to all hell. I wanted to get back into having some more guests on the show. It's great for me to share and talk, but I definitely need some other opinions on here. If you are interested in coming on the show, send us a text message, 647-338-1265, or send us an email, info@the Mental Mastery Alliance. If you want to be on the show, if you want to be a guest, if you've got something to say and you want to get out there, come on the show. Today, however, we have with us one of my all-time favorite human beings on the planet. You know him as the Geek Thugga over on Instagram and a few other accounts. He is also having issues with throttle back that we've been having. Lots of fun. Thank you, Instagram. It's our fault for thinking for ourselves and trying to share a little bit of joy, laughter, love, and free thought. So we're going to take it to the podcast. This is also my old partner in crime. And we can say that when it comes to podcasting, because we were becoming the free until they said we were not becoming the free. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the show my good buddy Tony.
What up, man? Basically, that's what they said, right?
That's right.
No free shit around here. Can we cuss on here now?
Oh yeah, we can swear. We just can't talk
no
about
free
Tom
shit
Hanks.
around here.
No talking about Tom Hanks. That's the nail in the coffin.
Gee, Tom Hanks, Adrenochrome. What was the other stuff?
All the stuff we can't talk about. Let's get it out of this one. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but I'll tell you that the thing is,
Gotta love it.
Before they pulled that episode, or before they blew us up, I should say, that episode just kept creeping. That was, I think, our third or fourth episode. And by the time it was done, we had, for a show that had 3 or 4 by the time they pulled us, I think we had 20 episodes, but that had
Was it 20? Huh? I thought it was over 20.
I think we got to 20. I've got them all recorded. We could just relaunch, but we're not there anymore. But yeah, that episode had pulled in itself over 4,000 downloads. And so people wanted to know about Tom Hanks and the other stuff. But we're not allowed to talk about that because there's so much other stuff that we
so much other stuff, huh?
So much other stuff that we can share. Like,
I mean, it's just weird. I just want to hint on that. It's just weird. You don't hear about none of that stuff no more. It's just like they silence everyone about it.
Well, here's the thing too. And this could be, I should reiterate this. This could be a solid conspiracy episode because whenever Tony and I get together, it is It is fucking. It's on.
I mean, that's what they call it anyway. Conspiracy.
Like it can't even be conspiracy anymore because so much of the shit that we talked about a year ago it's
happening. It's happening.
It's happening. Yeah. Yeah, I remember.
Feel like David Icke.
That's right. I remember getting shit on because one of the things that I posted a while ago was that COVID stood for Certificate of Vaccination Identification, and the powers that be did not want me putting that out there, and the non-player characters, the NPCs, everybody attacked me for that one. And literally, we are now sitting in a Certificate of Vaccination Identification narrative.
Geez, so are you guys out there in Canada? You have to show your you didn't get vaccinated. Well, I don't know if I can sit on there with. I don't know. I don't know my limits to this conversation.
There are no limits. I did not get vaccinated. I will not get vaccinated. To all of to my CIA agent and the CDC and everybody listening to me. I'm not vaxxed, and I'm not getting vaxxed. There are workarounds to all of it. It's not going to happen. But in Canada, you can't get into a bar. You can't get onto an airplane. You can't get onto a train. You can't get onto a bus.
So no travel, huh?
Pretty soon it's going to be, you can't get into an Uber. You can't drive your own car. You can't look out the window, and, what they've just done over too in New Brunswick is they've said they're trying to start up you can't get groceries. You're not allowed in a grocery store.
Yeah, that's what I seen. But I mean, it's happening, man.
Well, here we are. This is what people don't understand is that we've entered into the World War III. This is the beginning of World War III, and it's us versus them. And there's a ton of different variations. There's a ton of different provinces that are at different heights. There's a ton of different states. Like you're in Texas. There's Texas and Florida is wide open right now.
Yeah, I love Texas.
Yeah,
just love this place, man.
It seems to me like that's the destination state right now.
Yeah, a lot of people moving here, bro. I tell you that much.
I took
a lot of people.
I took a look at one of your smaller accounts, and I had a laugh. It said Texas is welcoming to everybody, and then you had the map of come on down. Here's where all the places you can live. It's like Houston and shit.
Right.
That one's funny, man. And obviously you don't want them in the further south because a lot of the Californians make a mess of things. No offense to everybody in California. I don't know,
but that's the big talk out here. Don't California my Texas.
Yeah.
That's what everybody's saying. Yeah.
A lot of this audience is Californian, and we aren't talking about you. We're talking about
you, Cali.
Yeah. We're talking about.
I don't care, man. I don't think I'll say that it's a reason why you're moving from there. It's like, and you're moving to something that's better or something that's more feasible, easier on your mind. Don't come try to change it. With all your bullshit, just the bullshit. You bringing that territorial bullshit over here. Mm-hmm. Appreciate the environment for what it was and what it is, and plant down and grow. Quietly. And enjoy it. That's.
In other words, sit down and shut up.
And I can't really talk too much. Yeah, I'm from Chicago, so I'm just almost 3 years in. So I'm just, I think that the thing is just respect. It's just respect Florida and Texas, man. I mean, they're like a beacon of light. I look at in this time of in this age. So,
and when you were moving out of Chicago, what made you look at Texas? What was the final?
Actually, this is just so counterproductive to what I just said earlier. Actually, I was going to move to California. We were going to move to LA. So, and then it was we just started looking in Texas, and it was just so much. It was right where we wanted to be at the right time. And it was a great move. I don't regret the move at all.
No. And when you're saying you were looking into Cali, that was at a time where things were happening in California. California was a fun place to be.
Right.
California only turned into the devil's asshole after this whole COVID thing took over. And it's been so long since I've talked about it. I don't even remember the bloody mayor's name.
Is that Newsom or something? No.
Yeah, Gavin Newsom.
Is he still there?
I don't know.
Is he still?
I've decided, in my infinite wisdom, I've decided to not pay attention to the news. Like I can't do it.
Man, I feel you, man. I watch one news channel on YouTube. I think I sent them to you a couple of times. That We Are Change guy.
Yeah, Luke.
Is Luke? Yeah, I watch him every now and then, but that's it. I don't look at any other.
He did
any other news, man.
He recently connected with Joe Rogan and
Yeah, I seen it.
and what's his name, the crazy loud guy. That is also a psyop.
Oh, the guy at
Jones?
TRS, TSR,
Jones.
Carson or something. I forget his name.
I think Mac Jones, but it's Alec Jones. Alex.
Oh, Alex Jones. Oh, he got together. I didn't see that one.
Yeah. So they were.
He was the first to be canceled.
Jones. Yeah. But he's also a psyop, right? Because he's a repurposed. So it appears. And I'm not going to stake. I'm not dying on this hill, but he looks like, this is how far out it is for me. Bill, and there's people listening to me right now. They're like screaming at the podcast. They know exactly the guy's name. Well, that's not Bill Maher. What? Holy juniper. Anyway, I'll get back to it later. But yeah, so he was apparently a repurposed comedian that was a character, Alex Jones, and yada yada yada. And now he's screaming from the rooftops. So even that sort of stuff, like when you
I know what you're talking about. I know what
Bill
guy
Hicks.
you're talking about.
Bill Hicks. There we go.
No, Bill Hicks is passed. He's dead.
Bill Hicks is Alex Jones.
Oh, right. Oh, you're saying like for the. Oh, yeah, I did hear that before.
Yeah. Bill Hicks is Alex Jones. But that leads into the other thing that I was looking at. The one thing that you can't dance around is the Kyle Rittenhouse thing, right? This was chaos. You've heard of the Kyle Rittenhouse, I'm sure.
Yeah, I've heard of it.
So now I didn't understand it because I was toned out on the whole thing. And then I hear, all of these racist people, or we're racist if you support Rittenhouse. And like this division that went into it. I'm like, I don't see how this
is heavy divisions into that thing.
I didn't catch the racism. And maybe that's my ignorance, but I didn't see how it was racist because it was
I didn't catch it either, man.
a white dude.
Oh, it was all white guys.
He shot a white pedo.
I think everybody that's the thing right now to make everything about race.
So here's a fun thing for you. Now,
why? Because I'm a black guy.
No, this is quit being racist. If you look at the not Columbine, Sandy Hook, the Sandy Hook shootings, right there. If you punch in on the Google machine, Adam Ponzer from Sandy Hook, right? What you're going to see there is a picture of a kid. He's got a kid in a blue sweater. A bunch of pictures of a kid, and he was one of the victims, one of the Sandy Hook victims. Quote unquote. I'm doing air quotes with my fingers here, ladies and gentlemen. But Adam Ponzer, is it Ponzer? I think I'll look it up myself here. Yeah, Ponzer. And when you click on that, and you go to images, Google, there's a picture around the top row of him in a blue shirt with a blue background.
Adam Ponzer.
Yeah, Adam Ponzer, Sandy Hook.
Oh, Sandy Hook.
And once you've got that image up, you can go over and you can pull up the Kyle Rittenhouse. Any image you want, Kyle Rittenhouse. And you go to images on Google search. And there's an image a little bit down of Kyle Rittenhouse standing in the courthouse, and he's got his hands in the Napoleon Hill Masonic pose. He doesn't quite have his fingers.
With his hand crossed right here?
He doesn't quite have his fingers in his jacket, but he's got them holding on to it, and he's hiding his fingers. He's folded them in on himself, so it's a modified pose.
Are you talking about this?
Yeah, so if you look at that kid, right, and then you look at Adam Ponzer, it's the exact same kid. There's no way around it. There's no way around it. That's the same kid.
It sounds like some conspiracy stuff right here, Adam.
That's what we're talking about today, buddy.
You said it's the same person, huh?
Of course. I mean, if you pull up the kid, Adam Ponzer, you pull up the kid, you take a look at the kid that you see there with the blue shirt and the blue background, right?
So Ponzer's Panzer, Ponzer?
Ponzer.
Oh, Pon.
Z as in Canadian Z.
All right.
No, maybe it's not. Maybe it's Posner. Google's asking me.
Kid.
No, that's not it. What the fuck is this? Adam Posner, Sandy Hook. This is a whole different guy showing up. It's Ponzer. That was weird. That was Google's like, did you mean this? No, Google. I think I got it right the first time. They're like, no, check this dude out instead.
So you thinking this the same guy?
Yeah. Do you not see the resemblance? He's got the same eyebrows, the same lazy eye.
This guy's much thinner.
Are you okay? So did you punch it in right, Posner? Are you looking at the little kid, the little boy?
I think so. Let me see.
I don't recommend, ladies and gentlemen, that you look up pictures of little boys. That's a red flag right there too.
Wait a minute. Yeah, I don't think I'm. Wait a minute. You said, is he a victim or is this the?
Yeah, he was one of the quote unquote one of the victims of Sandy Hook. Adam Posner.
This guy?
I don't know, maybe. Yeah, that looks like him.
And you saying him and Cal are the same?
Kyle Rittenhouse, same guy. There's also footage of. Are you not seeing it? Or are you seeing it?
I'm still not seeing it, man. Maybe you can put a side by side picture and just send it to me, text it to me.
I had it.
What were we getting ready to say just now?
Yeah. I'll dig it up. I did have a side by side.
Did you?
Because I've shown this so many times.
If you find it, send it to me. So you think what? So just based off the pictures, you came up with that synopsis that they're the same person.
It was a story that was shown to me. I'm like, well, I can't unsee that now.
So what's the story? What is it saying? What all did it say?
It's the crisis actors. These are the same crisis actors,
So
right?
the crisis actors. Yeah, I wouldn't put it past that. I mean, that's what they do, you know. They're not going to stop doing what they do.
No, but that's that's the kid. So Kyle Rittenhouse, and here's another fun fact about Rittenhouse. Rittenhouse is like, he represents one side, you know, and Greta Thunberg represents the other side. So whoever Greta Thunberg is going to rile up, Kyle Rittenhouse is going to rile up the other side. Right? They're both quote unquote champions, because if you're like a massive Trump supporter, you love Kyle Rittenhouse. He went in and shot some people and defended his property. But he's a plant. Like, he is designed to get certain people riled up.
So riled up, right? Yeah.
Exactly. And Greta Thunberg is a plant too, designed to get the granola folk riled up. No offense to you granola folk.
What's granola folk? What is it?
The healthy, you know, the people that believe that global warming is a real thing. And that, you know, that to me that's a funny thing. That's a really funny thing. Because they both, you can look this up, Kyle Rittenhouse and Greta Thunberg have the exact same birthday, as goes the internets. Right. So,
well, man, I'm not surprised. And it's how they've been doing it for ages, if that is the case.
Oh, yeah.
You know, if that is the case. So,
well, what was the other one? Alec Baldwin recently. It's funny. I haven't even talked about any of this stuff. Like, I'm like, I don't watch it. I got all these guys rolling around in the back of my head. Stuff that I don't normally talk about.
Oh, right. We ain't talked about it. Right. Now he said he didn't pull the trigger, right?
Right. So there's a huge thing, and I remember looking into it, but I don't remember the details of it, and it's not what I'm talking about right now. But there was a huge thing about his lawyer. The person he shot was related to a lawyer that was involved in a court case. That was
I heard about that one. Right.
Yeah.
Someone with Hillary Clinton or something.
I don't know if he was another one of Hillary's kill squad. Oh shit! I said that out loud. Oh, if you're going to take any aspect of this podcast in anything, you must duplicate it in its entirety, because we are all or nothing. There are no sound bites allowed from this one, ladies and gentlemen. That's for sure.
We're just trying to discover, trying to understand.
Disclaimer.
Trying to have rational conversations.
That's right. Walt Whitman. It's been rumored that Walt Whitman is the entity, the image, the body that they cloned all of the Baldwins from, if you want to believe in the Baldwin cloning thing. And I think
they do look like they all clone.
All the Baldwins look peculiar. Like, they look like they were like
very
like I don't even know. Like, it looks like they just progressively got dumber. But okay, so now here's a funny thing. Take a look at a picture of Walt Whitman.
Yeah, I'm looking at him now.
Yeah,
white guy, right?
Yeah, that's right. White guy, beard.
What about him?
He looks like all of the Baldwins.
So you saying they cloned him too from the Baldwins?
So they cloned all of the Baldwins from Walt Whitman.
From Walt Whitman. Jeez. So if they're doing all this stuff, what's next? I guess that's the thing. What is thoughts on life at this point with all this this added stuff that they're going to far reaches to show us. What's your take on this?
So my takeaway from this is definitely spiritual, and
Absolutely.
it is not that we're in any danger. It's that for the longest time we were dead asleep, and that we decided, like, I firmly believe that we decided to play this game, and we've talked about this before. Soul contract.
So all this is relevant.
All of this is relevant in my world to help me wake up to what I need to see, and for me to understand a little bit better as to why I am here and what I am doing. The crazy,
That's my take on this also.
the crazy chaos. And like we said before, like if the celebrities were just eating green jelly beans, nobody would pay attention. But because they were Tom Hanksing stuff, we paid
What
attention.
are you talking about? Acting?
That's right. That's right. Right. And then when you sort of like, when you dissect that, you look back and you go, well, it can't be this, it can't be that. And then you realize just how small Hollywood is. And then you watched Hollywood Me Too itself. And even the Me Too's now are getting, ridiculous. And I'm not knocking any of those assaults and all that sort of stuff. What I am saying is, if you properly look at it, there is a collective of people that taught a bunch of people to be a certain way, and they all lived up to a certain standard and then decided that it was no good, and they all changed. And then some of the people that got Me Too'd were some crazy politicians. A lot of news anchors got Me Too'd. And all of these people that, quote unquote, you once trusted to bring you the news, I have a feeling that a lot of them had an issue with what was about to take place. And if they weren't on board, they got completely discredited. And I'm talking character assassination, because there are some, there's 50 truths and 100 lies in all of it. You want to talk about character assassination? You can look at Deshaun Watson, for example. You can look at Bill Cosby. These guys, character assassination.
Hey, look at Julian Assange, man.
Well, there,
I mean, that's. I think he's the one that really my heart goes out to. I wish I could do more for, because it's just like, I mean, he just revealed a lot of things, and as a journalist, what a journalist do, and now he stuck his neck out there. Now they're trying to chop his head off. It's crazy.
It is odd, and it's funny. It's funny because they want us to think that he's the enemy of the state. When
see, I'll put this out there. I wasn't Democrat or Republican, but I did like Trump. I still do like Trump. But I guess the thing is that, that kind of boggles me to this day, that he didn't pardon him or Edward Snowden.
Yeah.
That's
if we're going to talk about Trump, which we can, my issues with Trump, with Trump are similar to those as well.
Yeah. It's just, you're in that power, you're pulling for the people, and
he put all these things in play. He did a lot of stuff. My biggest issue with Trump, and why I don't ever see him running again, like he can't run again. But what really happened with Trump at the end of it was he instilled a lot of people to wake up. And, some people will say that he was part of the QAnon thing. And the QAnon thing, I laughed at a lot. What I took from the QAnon thing was that, there were some truths in there that actually took place, and things that could wake you up to be like, fuck, if they're going to say this, this, and this, and this, this, and this is true, then it's good. Once you get the message, you don't have to go back. There were so many people that were just so enamored with what Q was doing, and all of these quote unquote patriots and all of, like, again, a riled up group of people. They weren't as, it was almost like, it was almost militant. And that was an issue too. It's the same as people that are so pro mask and so pro COVID, like you're super pro jab and vaccine.
You overlean, huh?
Exactly. You overlean. You go too far the other way, and you're like so pro Q.
You had good leverage at first, but you just
it's the people moving. It's the people walking in the middle that really do
absolutely.
But here's the thing too: you have to go to the extremes on both sides.
On some things, on some subjects, man. I think it's the thing. If you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. But some things you do have to stand. Like, okay, I think personally, but anything out here, and standing for something personally is like, loving thy neighbor as thyself, or respecting others, and being fair to others and more of a fair system. That's what I lean toward. Anything that have to do with that, I don't care what side is on. That's, I think that's the right thing to do.
I agree with that.
And if you like, you can eat the meat and spit out the bones with a lot of this shit, and just find out that we're all just really one. There's no separatism in it, and build from there.
That's an entire episode right there. I want to get into that unity. I want to wrap up, or I want to touch quickly on Trump as well. So Trump comes in, and like you said, he didn't pardon Assange, he didn't pardon the other guys, he didn't do anything, and he riled up an entire nation of people, or half the nation of people. He riled them up, and yes, the media was under attack. Like, people finally understood that this media was nuts. So Trump's gone, and all of the policies are gone too. Like, Joe Biden still has people in cages, he still has all that stuff. They just, nobody talks about it. And now it's all we're talking COVID. But Trump, when he left, bro, he was gone. Like, he just disappeared. Prior to Trump being the president, he was on every channel talking about all kinds of bullshit.
I mean, I guess what else can he talk about? What else is there?
He was everywhere.
They shut him down. They shut him down everywhere too, though.
But he could have come back. He could have been on any television.
Well, he's got I guess he's got an app now. It's Truth app. He's launching that. So, well,
we'll see. But as it stands, when he left, and he left everybody holding the bag, and he wasn't showing support. He wasn't to be found. He could have been. Man, you can find almost anybody, and Trump was just gone.
I mean, so what would you like him to do? What would you like to see from him? From that, what else? What he could do?
He could have shared. He could have spoken.
Share what? Share. How much sharing can you do?
A message. He could have done it.
Listen, he inundated that the social media scene. He came. He was out there hard. Now he's just going into silence.
Yeah.
I mean, how much more you can just keep talking? Ain't nobody. I mean, that's even like, even that thing I sent you with Luke Uncensored. It's like, we talk about these issues. You could talk about stuff with the Supreme Court, talk about what this person is doing, talk about what that. But what is being done? Even the stuff they talking about with Fauci, and I don't know if you can say that on it, but it's just like they're showing all this, but it's like no one's listening. Nothing's happening.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, it's almost the best thing to do is just take a neutral stance on it and just let shit happen. Oh,
I agree. I'm referring to the narrative when I talk about Trump.
Yeah, but I'm saying I think at some point he tired himself out, and I think he did enough to be tired, and to take a couple steps back. But that's the thing. The Julian Assange and the Edward Snowden, that's the questionable thing I have with that administration.
I question all of it, because if you want to go into grand existentialism, which is also one unity, like, how are we supposed to believe that all of these people are bad, yet Trump was the one savior? He's just as much in on it as everybody else. They're pushing a narrative, all of them. It's the same with Jesus.
It just seemed like this just a narrative that we live in. So it's like, what is there to talk about?
Exactly. Right. And it's the same thing. It's the same thing with Jesus. Like, how, I might burn some bridges here, but how is it that all of these guys are the bad guys except for the one Jesus? Jesus is the good guy. It's like, wait a minute. And why is he white? Like, there's so much. Why is he white? And why is he white? I know where he was born, and how are we supposed to believe certain things? Like, we're just supposed to naturally believe certain things. Now, granted, right, when you look at it and when you really truly look at it and you sort of go down that rabbit hole, you could say, okay, well, there's a lot that we're supposed to bow to, a lot, are we praying to a false god? Are we this, that, and the other thing? And the truth, for the most part, the truth of the matter is yes, because quote unquote New Age is taught as sin as well. Mm-hmm. And why would anybody be afraid of New Age when New Age is basically believe in yourself, create for yourself, and be one with everything?
I think what they do, I think with the New Age thing, I think they just wrap so much. They call it stuff can start off as good, but then they just keep adding that's New Age. That's what the New Age. That's the New Age. That's and then they dilute what the New Age really was and make it just another religion. when I just look at it as just like an awakening, like just a level of awareness, just a frequency. I guess the ultimate thing is just, it's the age of Aquarius, and I mean, what you gonna say? It ain't the age of Aquarius. I guess somebody could say it ain't the age of Aquarius. Who named the age of Aquarius?
Exactly.
But I mean, I know that through planetary alignment and rotation and all that is, things have created cycles to become, certain things in life, or with humanity from the past of what I read. All of it can be false, but this is what I feel, and this is what seems to be happening. So I guess the question is, what to question? What is it? What to have a say so in, or or a concern? What's that? Meditation music.
This is the age of Aquarius. Let the sunshine in by the Fifth Dimension.
Oh man!
I just throw that on right now. And what? You get sued for this, right? They're the ones that pull me down. You bastard!
You do not own the rights to that.
The funny thing about this age of, and you're completely right. Like, who could say it's the age of Aquarius? Who can say this? Who can say that? All of the things that are taking place right now. Did it just stop?
Oh man. But it is, man. So I look at it from that standpoint, man. From the stars perspective.
So let's talk about the stars as in the ones in the sky. Let's talk about science. Let's talk about the Big Bang Theory. Let's talk about all the things that we could do. And I honestly believe too that science, is just another religion with a better publicist. Because you got to believe that Jesus was white and that he came from an immaculate conception. You got to believe that. You also got to believe a bunch of mathematical numbers and equations that we don't know. We just assume.
I mean, but you can study physics. You can study algorithm structures and structures like that work out that. But
it's also made up. Numbers.
No. But
math is the general language of the universe. You can
it is
right with that sort of stuff too.
Right. But so math is not made up.
Sure, it is. I'll tell you this right now. It is impossible. It is absolutely impossible to make up a new number. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then all the way through, they all exist. And the higher you want to go, maybe there's a different name for them. 800 billion, quadrillion, blah, blah, blah. But it's there.
Right? Well, I'll put it to you like this.
Number. So somebody somewhere along the lines
figured it out. Pythagoras probably with Thoth.
Yeah, that's right. Ra, the sun god. Thoth.
But you look at things though. Calculations do help. Planes fly. To build certain engineering that you partake of today. That mic you speaking on right now. That Zoom camera you looking at. You gonna tell me that didn't take no mathematical universal numbers to? Because it existed way before you knew about it.
That's right.
We found that something. So I mean, you can't go. That's another thing of teetering too far to the other side. It's some relevancy and it's some relevancy in numbers.
Of course there is. I'm saying science, right? They'll say.
So I'm saying like labeling so much stuff. That's the thing, is just labeling,
and like
putting it into this category and deducing it down to all these other fractionary, binary things of something else when it's a totally different makeup, or it's a totally different, I don't know, tangent or.
Well, like you said, New Age was a thing, and then people kept adding to it, right? Now, when I'm saying science is a religion that people, that has a better publicist, I'm saying things like they tell us the moon is 93 million miles away, or the sun, and that the moon is 28 million miles away, or whatever the hell, right? And then they tell us that the moon is in the Earth's atmosphere, And then, you take a camera and you look at the moon and you can see it so very clearly. And then there's an excuse as to why you can see it.
I know all that part, but I'm saying, and we had this discussion before.
Probably.
But at the same time, you got to give it some deeper. If you look into if right now today, if you study like just say like some computer language like Python or Java or something along those lines, you're going to see that this stuff was discovered. Like even like you said, 9 was made up. Like the numbers are made up. Okay, I get it. It was put in a language so we can understand and so we can grasp the concept to start learning and get somewhere else. But to say it was just like it's made up and it's not like it's not relevant.
Oh, I didn't say it wasn't relevant. I said it was made up. I think everything's made up.
Yeah, but I mean, it's that's a circular. You just chasing our tail with that type of
possible. And
but I'm saying I agree with you on the things as far as whatever, but some things need more specific. I don't even know if this is a word, but I'm gonna push it out there. Specificity, right? Specificity. Some things needs a little bit more. It just can't be canceled out right with. It's just that, so it looked like that.
No, you're right.
I mean,
I do talk. I do talk blunt.
Huh?
I do talk blunt, and you're 100% right. I don't mean it that way. I mean everything's bullshit. Bottom line.
I mean, everything really is. It is what it is. I think that the thing is just to see the relevancy of it.
Yeah.
The understanding of it, and because we all got our point of views, but that even stops at a certain point. Well, you have your point of view that you ain't gonna fall off a building if you continue walking on the air, but once gravity, you get introduced to gravity, your point of view go to shit.
Gravity's made up. So
there we go. Whatever you want to call it.
Down. What
Adam falling on his ass.
What goes up must come down.
We'll call it Adam falling on his ass.
That's right. Newton. So one of the things I positioned, one of the last things I posted on Instagram was about perspective. One of the last things before I got the throttle back, and you got the throttle back too. We'll talk about that in a quick second. But
I don't even know what to say about that right now.
Well, no, just for anyone that's listening,
still analyzing
too. We're all getting touched right now by technology. We're all getting diddled. So, the hell was I talking about prior to technology? Damn it. Oh yeah, I put the video up there, and it's one thing. It says so. The video opens and it says, perspective is personal. The exact same scenario is playing out, but perspective changes. So no matter where you're standing on the street, right, and you see a different story, and no matter what you've done in your life that brought you to that position on the street that you're watching this story, where we're all watching it. From one angle, it looks like the man is running away from people. From another angle, it looks like the man is running towards to attack somebody. And from the final angle, which is the bigger picture, you see that the man is running towards to stop this other man from getting hit by a bunch of falling debris. So you see that she's trying to be a hero. In both scenes, he looks terrible. In the big picture, he looks like a saint. And that's a massive, massive thing, because when it comes down to, again, back to science and we want to talk about the Big Bang, for example. So either you believe in that we all came from Adam and Eve. And my problem too with the Adam and Eve story, if you want to talk about that, I'll just throw that out there as well. They say that Eve came from Adam's rib, right? This is in the creation story. I also know that, the powers that be try to bastardize and make everything evil. And I also know that every human in the planet has come from a woman, not the other way around. I also know that they told you and me in the creation story that Eve ate the apple and got us all kicked the F out of that wonderful place. So why do men have an Adam's apple and not the ladies? And that's the thing, so the story even in and of itself is bastardized, but that's a whole other topic. That's a whole other episode right there.
Dude, it's just
the religion or the science of it. I know I could go on for hours, but the science of it, the science is the Big Bang. So the science version of creation is the Big Bang. We all exploded from nothing. And in science, we're supposed to believe that there are separate things. That's funny. I just got a notification for becoming the free, which I have no access to, by the way, anymore.
Really?
Anything. Yeah. It just popped up. It said there's changes to the Facebook group. See what that means for becoming the free. I'm like, I mean, that's like a universal synchronicity. Like, what is it?
It is a
Becoming the free.
synchronicity, man.
It's a beautiful thing. So
Gotta love it, man.
100%. I haven't seen Becoming the Free in a long time. I'd love to get it back. We still have all the proper names for the new show when we decide to go live again, by the way. And we have the crypto.coms for that as well.
Hey, man, let's do it, man.
You ready? Almost ready to go? You got 6 more months in that place. We're rolling into winter. We got nothing else to do.
Yeah, man, let's do it. Actually, I'm doing it, starting back over with my partner, Brian, too. He just moved in a new house, got his studio equipment. And so when you just hit me up, I'm like, oh, yeah, it's the time. Actually, we were supposed to do it not that long ago.
Just didn't work, yeah.
You know, but everything worked out how it's supposed to work out.
I've been gone for 2 months as well. So I was
we've been traveling a lot too. So
and I was out in a different city for another month. Back to the Big Bang. I love our conversations. Like it's literally just us talking and everybody gets an opportunity to listen in and have a good time. I hope you guys are liking this show. These are my favorite kind of shows for sure.
Absolutely.
So the Big Bang, people think that like it happened, right? It's like, boom, it happened. But the theory would have to stand true that it's still happening.
It's still happening. If it happened.
If it happened, it's still happening, which means that we are
traveling at the speed of light at 186,000 miles per hour.
Can't make up numbers. Anyhow, so
that's the speed of light, man. 186,000.
And we're just blasting through infinite nothingness, and it's a fantastic experience. And as long as you pay your taxes, you're doing okay. Hibbity-doo. So,
oh man, pay your taxes and obey.
That's right. Pay your taxes and obey. Right. But
you gotta love it, man.
If the expanse came from nothing and started as a Big Bang, then we are still expanding. We are part of it. Your physical body is part of this.
Absolutely.
Expanse.
If that's the case, right.
And when you think about an organism versus a mechanism, you know, your body, it's not like you're sitting there right now doing this podcast with me and focusing on growing your hair, growing your fingernails, making your heart beat, making your lungs work, making your liver do its thing. You're not
autonomous.
You're not working on that. You know, that's organic. That's naturally happening. Your body is taking care of itself. So do
you believe that? Do you believe in the Schumann resonance?
The Schumann resonance. Now you're talking about something that I used to know, but I'm drawing a quick blank on. So let's tap back into that. What do you mean by that?
The earth energy. Like what do we, that get the circadian rhythm of your heart and, that energy factor. I only ask that because, you're saying, all these things operate autonomously.
Well, yeah. And that comes from the changing of the seasons. That comes from the rolling of the tides. That comes from everything. Like I have a very strong feeling that wherever we are is organic. As
what about
much
the moon?
As well, see, that's the thing. The moon to me is one of the most amazing things in the entire world because you can look at it for days and days and days, and no matter what, you'll never actually see it for what it is. You'll only ever see it for what they told you.
One side, right?
You'll only see it from what they told you it was, and it's one of those.
It's an alien base on the other side. That's what I heard.
It could be anything, right? Because those ships too that they launched into space, the Tesla ships. And you saw them in California where they like the sky just sort of blew up. You know what I'm talking about? Where the thing just came off the sky and people are like, what the fuck is that?
Mm-hmm.
So when you look at that and you think about it, there's so many people saying that that's the rockets bouncing off the dome.
Like the
and it looks like
the dome, like this flat earth talk, right?
The firmament, right? Flat Earth talk, whatever.
Flat Earth talk, okay.
And again, I'm not sold on flat Earth. I'm not sold on anything. But when they say it's off the dome, you're like, okay, well if you think about it, because what it looks like is from a distance, like picture yourself with the drone, right? And you're way up above a lake and you're filming a boat go across the water.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it looked like when those rockets hit the top, hit the firmament.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I didn't see that one.
You know what I'm talking about, though. I mean, everybody knows what I'm talking about. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you do know what I'm talking about.
I don't know what you're talking
about. How would I pull that up? I know I just saw it.
Don't worry about it. You can send it to me later. So what you're saying, there wasn't no orbit that they were in. They were just bouncing off the globe, huh?
Yeah.
Well, no, not the globe. No, not the globe. Because it's only a half of a sphere. It's a flat earth thing. So
Well, we don't know because even the things that we can figure out that we think we know is just information that somebody else has deduced.
Yeah, you're right. I guess I always say that we're stuck in the range of the alphabet of from A to Z, 26 letters. We're within the range of that. We can only articulate from that range. What's outside that range of articulation?
It's a massive thing that I talk about. That the world, and it's funny that you put it that way because I've never even thought about it. That one and the numbers. I said that there's only so many numbers, but what if there's more, right? So you can't get the answer if we don't have.
I mean, it's a lot more. 10 to the 10th factor of things.
Let me see if I'm going to try and pull this up. This was the clip the guy was talking about.
All this over my house. Now you tell me that this is not scraping against the firmament. Look at this. Watch this. If you want to see it for yourself, clearer, you can go here. Falcon 9 rocket launch device, spectacular view in Bakersfield. Just watch this. Okay.
Do you remember that video?
No, I don't remember the video.
The guy
you got to send it to me because it's not clear on your phone.
Yeah, I'll send it.
And by the way, it wasn't moving. It was stuck there.
It's not.
That piece just kept going. And look, that.
So to the audience, I don't have the ability to include the link, I don't think. But this was Elon Musk's video that went off over California. You can Google it.
This was recently?
Yeah, in the summertime. So how do I send this to you?
What is it, on Instagram, Facebook?
Messenger. I'm going to try and send it to your messenger. But I can never find you. So, there you are. There, I just sent it to you. So yeah, it's actually a TikTok link. And TikTok is the devil. TikTok. But I
ain't on TikTok.
Yeah, you went viral on TikTok once.
Yeah, with my dog, but after I learned about the security issues of it, I got off. I don't have anything on TikTok now.
So you're not on TikTok at all anymore?
No. I'll leave that alone.
Yeah, it's
China, man.
Well, I don't know about any of that, and I don't see.
I'm not. You don't have to.
Exactly. But the thing is, like, I honestly don't think that we're at war with. I don't think that anyone's at war. Like, I don't think the countries are at war with everybody. I think that that's a distraction. I think that we're at war,
right?
And I think that they're fighting us. And if you want to know what side you're on, if you don't know what side you're on our side. And it's a multifaceted war because everybody on the television is telling us one thing, and then there's a bunch of people that are believing that stuff, and then there's a bunch of people like us that are getting silenced.
So you don't think no war is going on at all?
Oh, I'm sure it is because it's part of it. It's like when you talk about the football, right? All sports is rigged.
Yeah.
And all sports are rigged, and people are like, "Well, how is that even possible? The sporting good is too big." But the truth of the matter is, all of the sports combined, if you take baseball, for example, every single penny that every single team earns doesn't even compare to 1 month of the Vegas books. So you got a team like the New York Mets, for example, who haven't sold out in forever. And then COVID rolled around and that was a thing too. And that kibosh things, but they've also just paid Max Scherzer $43 million per season to pitch.
Right.
The Baltimore Orioles have a payroll for the entire team of $37 million.
The entire team?
The entire team for $37 million. And Max Scherzer is $43 million for one player. Right? Where on earth are they getting that money from? And here's the thing, right? People don't want to say it. People don't want to admit it, but Vegas pays. Vegas pays because if, the whole saying, give them bread and circuses and they will be entertained, right? They won't revolt, right? So now you've got the books and you've got people spending money and living in low vibration. And they think that
I didn't think about that. Right.
They think that it's a fair shot, right? But it's not a fair shot. The books own everything. So the books can lose a little bit of money, right? But think about all the people that throw a ton of money at a guaranteed, like like a negative 1,400.
Mm-hmm.
That's almost a sure thing. People are like, oh, I'll just throw 10 grand at it, or I'll just add it to a parlay because fuck it, whatever, right? And then they lose that money. That money just goes to the books, right? And it's not really about the money because nothing's ever really truly been about the money. It's about how you feel about a loss,
Right.
when you should have had a 1. It lowers your vibration.
Mm-hmm.
So all that money and all that stuff. And there are, when it comes to sports, you want to talk about football. We can talk about Aaron Rodgers last year, just blowing it completely for no apparent reason and having a smirk on his face as he did it. We can talk about 2 years ago where the Saints got flattened right in front of the refs, total fall. And the ref, there was no flag. There was no nothing, right? You can talk about a couple of years prior to that where the Saints again.
So you're just saying how it's just rigged, the whole.
Well,
that's why I don't even watch none of it. That's why I don't even watch sports no more, man.
Well, I watch it now because I really enjoy it, and we do gambling on it, just for fun, right? And the gambling is conspiracy-based gambling, and we're raking it in, like as a joke. It's almost to the point where like I could offer that as a program to people, be like, these are the things that we're picking, and here's why we're picking them because of this, and the other thing. We lose occasionally, but not that often, and we don't bet a lot. Like we're only betting, $20 a thing.
Mm.
So. A couple of the long shots, I could show you some of my tickets, like, put down $20, win 740,
man, that's a good return.
Like yeah. And I've got a few of those under the belt, when you spot them, they're amazing, but that's what it comes down to. And people are like the newest one was Max Verstappen just won the F1. Right. And that people are like, it's insane. And I said to them, you guys are just new to this, but this is a rigged sport.
He wasn't supposed to win.
Well, it came down to the entire championship, right? 23 races. It literally came down to they were tied neck and neck. The top 2 guys, Verstappen and Hamilton, were tied going into the final race. And then Lewis Hamilton led the final race all the way through and through, right? Up until the last 5 laps where they threw a cautionary flag out because a car crashed.
Mm-hmm.
And then for the first time in history, they let some of the cars, like normally they have to let all the lapped cars go through and then restart the race, but they were running out of time. So they let 4 cars through. The 4 cars that were between Hamilton and Verstappen, which put Verstappen right on top of Hamilton after he was allowed to take a pit stop, and Hamilton wasn't allowed to take a pit stop because of track position, because of the way things were supposed to be. Then they said, we don't want to end the race on a cautionary flag. We want 1 lap of racing. So Verstappen goes out, brand new tires, brand new kick. He's got all kinds of charges. Blows right past Hamilton on the last lap, steals it, right? So you got a ton of diehards going, blah, blah, blah. Now, what caused the whole thing? And how was it controlled? Well, the stewards, right? So there's a guy on Williams Renault, or not Williams Renault anymore, but when I watched it was Williams Renault. So it's the Williams racing team.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, okay, we have this, and this going on. We need to bring all the cars back together. We need to have a cautionary thing. So when you go around this corner, hit the gas and blow the back tire out and slide off into the thing. So it's not hard to do that because it's like, here's an extra bonus, blah, blah, blah. There are, in my opinion, if you say that, for example, there's, however many teams in football, there are 15 to 20 players in the entire league that are part of the plan. There are, 90% of the other players.
I can believe that. All right.
90% of the other players are just out there getting hurt, and they think that, they're doing it, and this is the way it is.
Mm-hmm.
But there's shot callers and there's playmakers like the Aaron Rodgers, the Tom Brady's, the Max Verstappens, the Lewis Hamiltons. All these guys are in on it.
Mm-hmm.
And the other players are working to get their way up. Like it was the Canadian kid. I can't remember his name, that wrecked his car. And watch, next year he's going to have a better car, a better position. He's going to be in a better spot because he's playing the game, and they get them at a young age, or they create this thing. Or this is, again, goes back to the war that we're possibly in, where it's them versus us. And it's all about vibration. It's got nothing to do with money. Money in and of itself is a way to lower our vibration and to keep us negative.
Right. And you're right. And they know that, because how much money can you make? I mean, you can make a lot, but what good is it?
Who cares? After $1 million, $2 million, who cares?
I mean, and I know that may sound like a little cocky, but really, what good is it after you've gotten everything you wanted, and you got all systems working for you. So you're right. It's not about the money. It's about keeping something in play.
100%. And that's like my main avatar for my clients that I work with are people that have succeeded at everything. In the third dimension, they have achieved everything: the white picket fence, the house, the job, the car, the beautiful wife. They've got it all, but they're still miserable. Those are the people that I work with the best. And I teach them about, what comes next, or I help them see the path that they're already on. I just help them see it a little bit better, but that's the big thing. So the more money you have, and once you finally achieve everything that they told you to have, that's when you realize that that's one of the points where you realize it's a total crapshoot. Another time that you realize it is when you've been fucking beat down so much and you're in so much pain that you're like, this isn't it. This isn't life. This isn't what it's supposed to be.
Absolutely. Yeah, man. So how you been doing on crypto? You still into that at all? I know you're into it. You just don't pay as much attention to it. Right?
I live it. I love it. I'm staring at it all the time. We're watching a really awesome accumulation right now.
Yeah.
Where the markets are perfectly primed to buy. There was a spike yesterday. There was a spike
Yeah, that was just weird though.
Bro, I was worth
Everybody thought they was
$358 million. I was worth $358 million.
Everybody was millionaires yesterday, man.
Now imagine you had your stops up at like $1 or $10 or whatever, and you cashed that out
and it went right out.
Instant millionaire.
Right.
If they're there, I'm sure there are people out there that had their stops on certain coins set.
You think anybody profited off of that?
I think there's somebody somewhere that doesn't even realize it. They look at their account and they go, "Holy fuck! It hit a stop, like a ludicrous stop."
That would have been publicized right now.
I don't know. That whole thing never got publicized. Nobody's even talking about that spike.
Yeah, it's right. It's just on like forums and stuff like that.
But what that spike represents to me is a massive influx and systems shift.
Yeah.
Right. So what you're going to see now is huge growth.
We'll see.
Oh, yes, we will. So, I mean, okay. So remember my fascination with KNC? Did you cash in on that when it went from 50 cents up to $4?
I had some KNC, but I didn't. I kind of just was focused on a couple other things that I did pretty well on. But yeah, I got rid of KNC and what's that? Loopring. Yeah, because I didn't have them but a couple of thousand in it. So
they both popped off.
Yeah, I know.
Something
yeah,
nice. It took a
but
little.
I did make some. I made a little bit of money off of them, but
yeah.
But yeah,
the one that I'm holding now that I firmly believe is going to be a really solid mover and shaker. Let me just pull this up. I'm holding a lot of it, and I don't even care because I know that eventually it's going to do what the other ones did, and we weren't in full position. Because you and I started dicking with Loopring at like 9 cents, I think.
I think I got it at 60 cents, something like that.
Let's see here.
Yeah, I think it was 60.
So in my opinion, the next one that's going to go big time, and we were also in Mana, Decentraland, and that one exploded.
Yeah, man. I hated I got out of that one because I did have a lot of mana. But
I also didn't quite get the boom I wanted out of Mana. But for me, it's XYO. Right now, XYO is trading at like peanuts. So I have 10,000 and I'm happy with that. XYO. I firmly believe that XYO is one that will pop to $1 pretty quickly when it decides to go. So I've picked up 10,000 of them for like $342.
XYO.
Yeah, and that one I'm just going to hold on to until basically the day I die. There's no point in getting rid of it because I know without a shadow of a doubt that thing's going to pop off.
It's like 3 cents right now, right?
Yeah. So 10,000
utility. What are they?
What's that?
Why are you so gung ho on these guys?
Conspiracy based. It would be like another 20-minute rant for me to go into why I've picked that one, but that one's conspiracy based. But so was Loopring.
Right. XYO. You still use Binance, right?
Yeah. Are you not allowed to use Binance?
No, still we're not.
You're still not.
Not even Binance USA over here.
Really?
Yeah, in Texas can't use Binance USA, man. I mean, yeah, it can't.
So in Texas,
like 8
Binance
states.
No good. Oh fuck.
Oh yeah, it's been like that for the beginning.
So what are you using now for your main trading?
I use Coinbase Voyage and Uphold and one more. Who is that? I got some in the trust account.
Do you have I just meant for your daily trades. Did you pick up a supplier down there? Like I don't know if the states are doing it, but mail order mushrooms, psychedelics?
No, man, but I've been no, they don't do it here, but I have been microdosing. I got a good supply here, but
I laugh about that because I also have been microdosing. I picked up something from my supplier And these guys, again, ladies and gentlemen, if you're listening to this show, you can go over to the website, thementalmasteryalliance.com. And if you go into our products section, so basically the exclusive offers tab, there is right at the bottom, it says Magic Mushrooms. And if you're in Canada, you can click on that and you can order your mushrooms. And they just mail them to you. They get there in like 3 or 4 days.
That's sweet, man.
Yeah. So I picked up a thing on there, and it's an iota microdose, $110 for the jar, and it's 30 pills. And then you just take one a day. It doesn't get you high or anything like that, but it certainly realigns your inner synapses.
Yeah, definitely.
And
everybody should.
That's the mycelium network, right? So they say, to those of you that aren't paying attention or that aren't aware of the mushrooms, they say that mushrooms are the fungus that hold and connect
everything.
Yeah, they connect everything. They are the building blocks of all of this reality. And there's a television show, Star Trek Discovery, that has tapped into that theory and sort of made it like campy, because the spaceship travels around on the mycelium network in space. So they're playing.
Yeah, see, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So they're playing off that, and they're calling it dark matter or what have you. But it's a beautiful thing. So You're part of the Big Bang just as much as the mushrooms are. Your physical body, you borrowed it. You put on. It's like when you go scuba diving. You can't just go scuba diving. Well, you can go skin diving, but to go really deep down and to scuba dive and to spend time underwater, you got to put on the gear and the breathing apparatus. For us to come here, I firmly believe that we had to put on this body. And this body is of this earth. And in this earth and in this realm and reality, we come out of this realm and reality. So through all of the experiences that we have here, both good and bad, we then grow into who we need to be as an entity. We are experiencing ourselves through this image. And this image, this body, this thing that is from the earth, the thing that we're wearing right now, our wonderful meat suit, is it's built of the same thing that the mushrooms have. So when you tap into microdosing and you properly do it for yourself, once you've studied it, ladies and gentlemen, you don't have to, when we were all kids, we partied with mushrooms, but they're such a profound tool to cure depression, anxiety, PTSD, all of this sort of stuff. And again, this isn't medical information. This isn't misinformation. This is just, if you're interested, it's a key for you to do your own research 100%. They're already choking us out on the Instagram, so we might as well put some disclaimers up as we talk about this sort of thing, right? And then think about it too. Think about the world that we live in, right? It's a battle. The purpose for us is to grow and learn while we're here, and we have to go through hoops. We have to go ups and downs. Why is it legal for us to drink the alcohol? Why is alcohol legal when it lowers your vibration and it allows spirits to enter you? It's why it's called drinking spirits. It allows new energy and new things to enter into your body and then for you to lose control in that sense. But enlightenment and all that sort of thing is not welcome. The mushrooms are not welcome. The marijuana, which I don't smoke, I don't partake in the marijuana, in the grass. I don't partake in
the marijuana.
The marijuanas.
The devil's lettuce.
I don't smoke the marijuana cigarettes. But it grows naturally, and the government's going to tell you can't, right? So you got to ask yourself all these things, like why? What are the rules now? Wherein we blindly followed them before, why are we doing it now with new information?
Question everything.
Yeah, absolutely. So we, I don't know. I think it's fantastic that you and I can roll through, fucking start off in Sandy Hook and end up in the psychedelics.
That's how it's supposed to go, man.
I think so. I think that I think that's the proper smorgasbord.
Absolutely.
And can you believe? I know that the episode isn't an hour and a half, but you and I have been on for an hour and a half.
Yeah, I know, 62 minutes right now.
Yeah, it's pretty hard to believe. That's good.
Yeah.
I want to do this again, though.
Absolutely.
I want to do this again. I want to have you back on this show as well, but I'm interested, and I'm sure the audience is interested in.
Yeah, we'll talk about getting becoming the free started back up too. So
I like it. I have another one in mind, another one that's sort of starting, like it's, and it could even be us. Broken Strangers is something that you guys can all look for. I like the idea of Broken Strangers. It came to me, becoming the free is part of it. It started with that. And Broken Strangers to me is it's an idea where anyone can talk to anybody about anything on a show, in a forum, in a spot. And at the end of the day, all of us are just broken strangers working on becoming whole and fixing ourselves and applying, a beautiful thing. And I fell in love with it. Broken strangers. So I
get you. Yeah.
I did the whole thing. I copyrighted it, got the website, got the URL, all of it while sitting in the car. It to me was just so important.
I like the thought of it.
Is there anything that you want to say to these guys before we get going?
No, man, we just got to get another show going. That's it.
Yeah, I think so.
We'll get another to be continued. So
that's absolutely perfect. To be continued. I love it.
All is relevant. Stay focused. Don't take life too seriously.
Yeah, don't take too seriously. What is it? We get depressed because we take seriously what the gods made for fun. And that, I guess, ladies and gentlemen, on that note, I will say this. In the infamous words of Red Green, keep your stick on the ice.
Thank you for listening to today's Mental Mastery Alliance podcast. Let the team know you're listening by using the hashtag MMA and Mental Mastery Alliance. Want more motivation? Be sure to follow online on Instagram at Mental Mastery Alliance and on Facebook at Mental Mastery Alliance. And remember, your perception creates your reality. Make it a great day.
You got it, Pontiac.